everyone. Rebecca and Josue Soto. Welcome to the Married in Real Estate Show, where you learn from couples how to create a business and a life of love.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Today we have a wonderful guest. They are near and dear to my heart. I love them, and they are a super power couple. Many of you may know them already, but welcome, Kelly and Andres. How are you today?
Hello,
Hey, what's going on,
¿cómo
guys?
estamos?
Awesome. We are doing muy bien.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you guys for inviting us. It's our pleasure. It's a privilege to be here. And congratulations first for doing this.
I love it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love it. You guys are doing things super professionally. I love the marketing. I love the passion. I love the love. I love the why. I love all the content that you guys are doing. You guys are definitely taking it to the next level,
Next
and you
level.
guys are really inspiring. Seriously.
Thank you.
Thank
That
you.
means so much to us because it's definitely been something that we've been working on for a while. And we're just this is the beginning step. So everybody's kind of growing with us on this journey. And I love what we're doing here and love bringing wonderful couples like you, because the truth is, when you're a married couple working in real estate together, other couples who are in the same situation, we look for each other, right? And so
Mhm.
Right.
how are they doing it? What are they doing? What can we learn from what they're doing? And so that's what this show is all about. We want to be able to highlight amazing power couples like yourselves and like so many others we've featured before, so that people can get a glimpse of how you guys got started and what is working for you guys. So I'm really excited because I really love you guys' story. Now let's take it back and take us back to a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your backgrounds, how you guys got started, but even before that, how you guys met, because I think that's a really nice story. I love hearing it, and so share that with us, would you?
Yep. You
Absolutely.
want to
I'm
start?
gonna let you start it.
Okay, so I'm originally from Medellin, Colombia, orgullosamente colombiana, and I was born and raised there, so lived there the majority of my life so far for about 19 years. And ever since I was young, my parents have the American dream. They wanted to achieve the American dream, and they always had bigger dreams that they could achieve. So they always knew that they had to get out of the country and bring myself and my younger brother out of the country so we can have better opportunities in life and a better future. They also taught me a lot, and they told me work ethic and how to be an entrepreneur, how to be very humble, and how to always look up for I have to give 100% of me. So that's where everything started. I actually went to school for journalism and communication. So that's what I did before coming to this country. I actually was on TV, and I had a TV show, and I was presenting on like an art show. It was pretty cool, and it was live as well. So I really like the live sessions. I love it. And after that, then we decided to come to this country. And at first, it was very difficult, of course, because I didn't speak the language at all. And it's a whole new thing. It's a whole new life. It's not only a language, but a culture, a way of living. Is 100 things around that you have to learn and then make it as well. So it was pretty hard, but thankfully I had some family members and some really nice people, angels, that came to my life. Like one of them is sitting right next to me, and for those angels, I think that I've been able to be where I am at right now.
I love
Yeah,
it.
and then yeah, beautiful story. Very similar with Kelly. I was born in Bogota, Colombia. Came here to the United States chasing basically the American dream at 9 years old. Came here with my mom, with not a lot of money in our pockets, but hopes, dreams, and a lot of work ethic. And she's been a super hard worker her whole life, and she instilled in me to work hard. And yeah, they put me to work right away. At 9 years old, I started working here on the weekends, getting paid $5 an hour at a little puppy store. in Melbourne, and yeah, that's basically how I started. I started cleaning, from the bottom, saving my $5 an hour. From when I was 9 years old till I was about 16 or 17. And that basically taught me the value of saving money. They basically paid me, but didn't allow me to spend my money. And I really wanted it. I wanted the PlayStation. I wanted the Nintendo. I wanted all these things. I wanted a TV in my room. But my parents were like, nope, you're not going to have a Nintendo. No, you're not going to have a TV in your room. You're going to focus on your studies and you got to save this money. And yeah, from the beginning, they taught me the value of saving money. At 17, I bought my first car with that money, and that really taught me the value of saving money and working hard for something that you really you worked for. And yeah, just been working hard since I was 17 years old. Started investing. I've always been really frugal with my money, and I've always figured out that I didn't want to work for my money my whole life. I knew that I had to find a vehicle so the money could work for me. So at first, I started investing in different businesses. I bought and sold a cigar shop when I was 18 and 19 years old. So I flipped it. That was my first flip. Took that money and I put it into the stocks, and I flipped some money in the stock market. And then I got in real estate.
How old were you when you did all of that?
I started really young, to be honest with you. I think I started when I flipped my first business. I think I was 18 or 19 years old. So yeah, when I was 18, I think I had like $20,000 saved, and it
Because
wasn't that
of what you
I
work
wasn't making a lot of money.
since
I think I was making
young.
maybe like $25,000 a year, but I was saving everything. I
Well,
was saving everything that I was making.
So this is freaking awesome, because I mean, how many of us are parents, and you guys still don't have children, but as parents, oftentimes, yeah, we pay kids for chores around the house and things like that, and quickly kids want to spend, and it can be so easy to let them just kind of do whatever they want with it. Yet your parents knew to tell you, no, don't spend it. You're going to be focused and you're going to save it. And that taught you some really good values. But Kelly, your family as well taught you some really great values. And of course, having that journalism background, no wonder that you are so great in front of the camera.
Thank you.
I'm a fan of both of you since the day that we met, because you guys, I think we met you and you guys were receiving your award for the Rising Star.
No.
Yeah, at the Aaron Looting event and the Power Couples events that you guys were receiving an award too.
Yes, we were. But prior to that, I met Andres because he was a buyer's agent representing.
Oh my God.
Way back.
Oh man, yes.
So
A deal that didn't close.
Oh man, that was the deal of the century.
yes, it did. It brought us together. That's all I know.
But I didn't have that chance to speak to you or meet you guys until the Rising Star Award, which I think was very well earned. You guys are pretty extraordinary, and I just think about how young you guys are. But let's take it back. I know you've gotten into all those achievements, but let's talk about when you first met.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna tell that story. So it was funny. It was funny because a lot of people take it like, I think they worry a lot about how are they gonna find their other half, and they're always like concerning and wanting to like, oh my God, how am I gonna fight it? How am I gonna fight it? And that's I believe why people sometimes don't have so much luck with that. So for us it was different because when we were single, I was happy with myself and I was happy having the life that I had. Same for Andres.
Absolutely.
So we were in a position that actually wasn't looking for nobody. I was happy being single, and I only had maybe about a month here in the United States. He was living his happy life alone, single. And then anyway, I was working here in downtown Orlando, and since I only had like a month here, I didn't know any English, so the only work that I could do was cleaning. So I was working in downtown Orlando, one of the buildings, cleaning up the offices. And Andres used to work also at a nightclub. So he did real estate, but he worked at a nightclub on the side, and he was a promoter. So he used to work at the door, and he used to bring people into the club. So there is me coming out of work. I used to do the night shift. So I will get out of work like 11, 12 midnight. And that day was St. Patrick's Day. So we don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day in Colombia. When I got out of my building, there is all the parties and stages, people singing, and I'm like, this looks really nice. So I started walking around, seeing everything that was going on. And then I passed right in front of this club where this handsome guy is sitting in front, and I look at him, so I like him, and I pass close by waiting for him to invite me. And he invited me, and he started talking a lot, but I didn't speak any English at all. So I was like on shock, and I'm like, what am I gonna say? And so I just decided to pass by, but I really liked him. So I'm like, I'm not gonna lose this opportunity. So I came back, and then I walk again by the same corner. And then he started speaking. He saw that I didn't understand. So he started speaking in Spanish, and he told me that he wanted to bring me in, that he was going to give me like a champagne something, no cover, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. And then he heard my accent, and he said I'm from Colombia too. So I'm like, even better, vamos. So I said, let's go inside. And we went inside. We only had like a 5 minutes conversation because he was working. So he had to come back to work. But he just got my number, gave me the champagne. We drank for a little bit. 5 minutes later, then I left. And then he just kept my number. And that was it for the first day. But then that same week, that was like a weekday on St. Patrick's. And then towards the weekend, he called me, and he's like, next day he called me. He's like, I want to go out with you because I really want to meet you and have conversation. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So then on the weekend, he picked me up, and then he didn't tell me where we were going. And I thought maybe we were going for dinner or something. It was like 9 p.m. And then he brought me to Lake Eola. And if you guys don't know Lake Eola, some of the people that are looking at, you have to go to Lake Eola in downtown Orlando. It's the most romantic place. So he brought me to Lake Eola, and he has a blanket and a bottle of wine. And I'm like, really? So he takes it out, and he's like, we're gonna go sit in the grass in the lake. I'm like, really? So then we sit in the blanket, and there is the swans walking around, the dogs walking around, the fountain in the middle, the lights. The Oh my god, it was so beautiful. So ever since that, I was in love.
Yeah, that night was a dream.
I feel
That
like
was
it was love at first sight for you guys, because from the minute you guys laid eyes on each other, you knew you had to connect.
Oh yes, for sure. We knew it immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I remember I was just working, and it was kind of a cold night, and I wasn't really having a lot of interactions. And when I saw her, I really saw something different. I was like, man, this woman is beautiful, and she was wearing like nothing super fancy or nothing, but her face, and just I could tell by her face. I was like, man, this is a beautiful woman. I have to talk to her and say something. So, and I wanted to do something different with her. So the the picnic and the beautiful night was that was a life changing moment.
The closer.
And yeah, just like what she said, it's crazy. I was not expecting to get married. I wasn't looking for anybody. I was super happy,
Yeah,
single
me
by
neither.
myself. And speaking like weeks before, it was crazy. Before I met her, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so single. Like, why do people even get married? Like, that is so stupid. I'm like, what the heck? Why do people do that?" I was like, "I'm never gonna get married." And well, life brings the universe is very funny.
Never say never.
Never say never, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Really has been.
It's been a
Life-changing.
blessing, yeah. Wasn't
Life-changing.
expecting, but it was totally the thing that had to happen. And I'm
Absolutely.
glad it did.
One of the things that I love about you guys, even from the beginning, hearing these stories, is how Kelly, she mentioned that she didn't even know any English, and how she was able to learn English by asking Andres, like, what does this mean? And her practicing, and it's phenomenal. People, you know what? I want the audience to understand that where there's a will, there's a way. When you're able to just have someone there and help you and guide you through some of your weaknesses and vice versa, that shows what you guys are united for. That shows unity. That shows why I want to help you. I want to bring you with me. So that's one of the stories that I would always remember when you said that, Kelly.
But that for me,
Thank
the
you.
takeaway was that when you see that person that you think, I really want to meet them, you got to really go out of your way to meet them. Kelly,
Oh yeah.
Kelly went back, and then she came back again. Opportunity.
Yeah.
But then you too, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
both.
the moment.
Second chance.
So how
It
Yes.
was
many
a second chance.
yeah, and how many times people say, "Wow, I really wish I could meet that person," and then they let it slip by, and that could have been that significant other, and you just don't know. And I love what you said, Andres, that marriage was not on your radar. You probably thought it was a waste of time, yet when you met that special person, that automatically your mind changed. It was just like that. You're like, wait,
Yeah.
that's the
And
one.
just like that, we got married.
It just clicked like that. It just clicked like that because
Yeah.
my happiness and her happiness it just collided and it made us even happier.
Yeah, it was funny because that was St. Patrick's Day when is sometime in March, and then we started living together in like July that same year, and then we got married in September that same year. So it was a year of a lot of changes, and it was also the year I came here. And just like Josh said, he was one of the person that I would say the one that helped me the most learning English because 4 years ago I didn't know anything, and just by asking and asking a lot, and him wanting to bring me to his world and wanting to collaborate and teach me, that's how I got it done.
I love it. I love it. So now, fast forward. How long have you been married?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
we just had our anniversary a
Oh,
month ago.
Happy
congratulations. Happy
anniversary.
anniversary. So,
Thank you.
and the whole time have you been in real estate together? How does that come in?
Pretty much. I think yeah. From the time that we even on I don't even know if it was the first date or not, but like from
Like
the
a
beginning,
second day.
from the second date, I told her I'm like, you know what, you're amazing in sales, and you can do this. You can do this cleaning thing, but I think you should quit the cleaning thing and you should come help me join this real estate company. Let's blow this up. I told her from the beginning, let's build an
From the
empire.
first
Let's do something big. I
conversation.
told her, look, I'm doing this first garage conversion because when I first met her, I had done one flip and I had just bought my first primary residence,
You haven't. You were in the
and I
thinking
was in the
about.
process of rehabbing my first garage conversion, and I was already like renting out my rooms and living for free. So I told her, I'm like, look, I'm starting this super cool thing. We're gonna start converting garages. We're gonna do this Airbnb thing, and we're gonna blow it up. We're gonna have 1,000,000 houses. And she was like, okay, let's go, let's do it. And she just jumped right on it. She jumped right on it. I think within like 2 or 3 months, she
Yeah.
went 100% full time.
I quit my cleaning job.
She quit her cleaning job, but from the beginning, literally, she started like attending to all the trainings, all the meetings. I
Oh
took her
yeah.
everywhere,
He will take
everywhere,
me
all the
everywhere.
appointments, and she would just be in the background, just taking notes and like downloading
Writing.
everything. I
I
mean,
had a
she's
small notes, but literally,
amazing.
and so when everything that I could at least understand what they were saying, I would write it down, even if I didn't know the meaning of it, and then I will ask him to translate for me. And
Stop,
that was
stop,
little.
stop right there, because what you just did, I think, is so important, because I know that a lot of people who are new here in the country don't speak English, and they're often afraid to speak English, and they don't even know where to start. No saben por dónde empezar a aprender a hablar inglés. And what did you do? You were like listening closely and asking questions. And that's all you have to do, right? You just have to
Absolutely.
really pay extra
Exactly.
attention so that you can capture what it is people are saying, and then it starts becoming a little bit more familiar, and you start learning and growing from there.
Hmm. Yeah, I see it like a baby when they learn speaking. They just listen to everybody that's talking and talking and talking to them, and they don't know how to read or write or anything. You first learn the vocabulary, which often I think that's how like when I was in Colombia, I went to school for English and I couldn't learn anything because the way they teach is first they teach you the rules or how you do it, and then they teach you the vocabulary. And I think that you need to first learn the vocabulary, then you learn how to apply it. It's going to be easier that way, and just by listening a lot and putting yourself in the out of zone, out of comfort. So it was very uncomfortable when I was going with him to like the showing appointments, for example. We were with clients and I couldn't say anything. I'm just right there listening. Or if I having a conversation with his friends and I didn't know what to say, and I just had to like grab my phone, open Google Translator, and then say what I want to say and translate to the person. And it was uncomfortable, but it was what really got me to learn, because that's how you have to do it. Have to put yourself in that position.
And it's having the
hard.
mindset. It's having the mindset too. I helped her through the process of breaking down the fear
Mm-hmm.
and putting the mentality of, hey, make the decision that you are going to do it. There's a lot of
Yes.
people that don't ever make the decision of learning the language. There's a lot of people that stay stuck in Telemundo and listening to the same music and speaking to their same speaking, Spanish speaking friends. And that right there was something that she was at first she wanted to do that, and I pretty much just pushed her to not have that option. She didn't
Mm-hmm.
have the option of Telemundo. She didn't have the option of the Spanish soap operas and whatever, because I wasn't doing that, and I only
That's
speak
the
English
first
to her.
place I went to look for work, Telemundo,
Yeah.
for the journalism.
Journalism, so it made sense for you to pursue that here as well. So
Right.
I wouldn't blame you for that, but it's always good to have that person, that partner that pushes you to do
That
something
pushes you.
outside of your comfort zone. Josh and I talk about that in
Definitely.
our book as well. Like when we have not similar ways that we met, but I met Josh when I was working in a dental office, and he was a patient that came in, and
That's such a good story.
without me seeing him, says, "Oh my God, Rebecca, you need to meet this guy, this next patient. He was in a relationship, but I think he's no longer with them." But she starts telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, he's a patient. I just started on the job. I'm not going to get fired. And she's like, no, I'm your manager, and you need to bring him in. And I was like, oh my God. That's kind of how we got started. But the truth is,
Wow.
I was just treating him like a patient. There was nothing initially outside of just treating him normally. But before the end of that, he didn't let me walk away either.
No way.
Hey.
Yeah. We talk about that in the book. But the other thing the other point that I find similarity with you guys is that between Josh and I, he's a little bit more outgoing, or at least in the beginning was a little more outgoing than I am. And I felt painfully shy. I didn't like to talk to people. I was just shy talking to new people. And I would always kind of behind him. Like I was never going to talk to people I didn't know. And he would push me. And not only would he push me, he would say, "Hey, Rebecca, I want you to meet so-and-so." And inside I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe he's putting me on the spot like this."
Yeah.
And then I said, "You know what? This is silly. Why am I acting this way? I just need to be friendly and just say hi to people, right? What's the big deal?"
Exactly.
It wasn't that she wasn't friendly, because Rebecca has a heart of gold. You guys all know that. It's just the
Oh,
fact that it was just like Andres, you just
I would
said.
get
You
overwhelmed.
gotta get out of the comfort zone. You were
Mhm.
Right.
as far as Kelly with Telemundo, and I was like, you know what? There's no way. People need to see who she is and understand who she is. She is my business partner. I want people to understand who she is. Not only that, she's my wife. So
Right.
to see her, kind of, listen, she blossomed into this, and I think that she's phenomenal at it now, and I just take a step back now, and I'm like, hey, Rebecca, run with it.
You taught her, now you're like, okay, now that's it. You pushed her, now you're like, all right. And you guys are doing amazing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
there's no shyness. I see you at the networking events. You are the social butterfly.
yes.
You're from here, there, bing, boom, bam, bing, boom, bam. Everybody knows you. Everybody talks to you. I love that.
That change.
Yeah, 100%. That's all it is.
Because Josh was that person that gently helped me to become, part of who I am. I mean, it was already in me, but he kind of helped me to push it out. And I love that
Exactly.
for Kelly in the same way, where you were helping her and you wouldn't let her lean back on Spanish only. And
You know what he will do? It was so funny. We will go to networking events when we used to have networking events a lot in real estate, and then he will bring me in, right? And he will just leave and speak to somebody or somebody or somebody, and he will
Bye-bye.
leave me
Fend for yourself.
alone. And I will be there like alone by
Figure it
myself.
out.
Literally, that will happen.
I would have been sweating in a corner like
Yeah.
She figured it out though. She
Yeah.
made it happen. She didn't have anybody to fall back on. It's kind of like the baby that has the wheels, and then you take them off, and then boom, and now look at you. There she is. It worked.
It did work.
So now you guys you're together. You're growing your empire, and now you guys are known as the king and queen, the Airbnb king and queen. So tell us how that got started. So you guys have some properties that you've acquired. And I know that you love teaching people about Airbnb as well. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we started with that first house back when me and Kelly met. And it's just been something that in 2015 I found. I used Airbnb for the first time. And I think I went to a Sunset Festival in Tampa, and I stayed in a bedroom in this 65-year-old lady, super, super, super cool house. And she had a 4-bedroom house, and she was renting out the other 3 rooms on Airbnb. And I just started talking to her, and I was doing the math, and I'm like, man, so she's making like $100, $150 a day. I'm like, what's your mortgage? And I started talking to her, and she's like, yeah, I get paid to live here, like $1,000 a month, and I get to meet people all over the world. And I'm like, this is genius. What the heck am I doing? And so yeah, we bought the first house, and we started with that first house. Instead of having roommates, we decided to do the Airbnb thing, and each room was making like $1,200 a month. That was that was back in 2016 when nobody had Airbnb. So each room was making $1,200 a month. So
the
our
apartment
mortgage
was making sometimes 1,800.
yeah, we had a 3-bedroom. Each bedroom was making 12. We were living in the master, and then we converted the garage, and the garage was making like $2,000, and our mortgage was only $1,200. So we were making like, I don't know, $3,000 a month and living for free. And we just decided that we loved the product because it was a way for us to obviously have the mortgage offset, have residual income,
and learn
and
new
meet people from all
Meet
over
new
the
people.
world. We met people from India, from China, from Germany, from Sweden, from
Everywhere.
all over the world, and we found a beautiful community. And we made a lot of great connections. People that would say, look, if you come to Mumbai, you will stay in my watermelon farm, and you can stay, and you can for
Literally.
free. And we're like, oh my God, what the heck? This is amazing.
Yeah.
So having that,
We made a lot of connections.
it made us and opened up a beautiful world, the
You guys
Airbnb
were
world.
house hacking, as you call it, right?
What's that?
You guys were house hacking.
Yeah, absolutely. House hacking.
Yeah.
So we said, okay, this is amazing. Why don't we keep doing this? Why don't we keep moving every single year? Why don't we expand this and blow it up? And then when we found out that it works, we said, why not spread it to everybody else? Why just keep this secret to ourselves? Why not just share this with our community, with our friends? And we've inspired a lot of people to start doing Airbnb, and it's worked for a lot of people, and it's helped a lot within our community, within our friends. It's been a true blessing.
Yeah, and now it's probably not as profitable as when because of there's a lot more more people doing it. But even though if you don't rent it on Airbnb and you just do it on a long term, you're still house hacking, and that's what you mentioned. And the house hack term is basically that the house that you are paying for is paying for itself. So that's what house hacking is. And in order to do that, you don't have to have Airbnb only. It can be long-term rentals as well, but you can set up your house in a way where you get paid to live for, or you can at least offset your mortgage payment.
Yeah, one of the things that I love was that you guys were able to make that transition, especially what we're all going through right now with this COVID. And I remember we had that conversation like a week after they shut us down, and they're like, "Hey guys, let's kind of work this out. How we're gonna help? How can we help you guys? And to see you guys continue, running your business the way you always ran it, and not even. I don't even think you guys have lost a step. I'll be honest with you. You guys, I see you guys still growing and still continue buying properties.
I think like they've learned how to shift and pivot with
exactly
with all the changes that come to our market, right? So when things
we had to change.
When things aren't working out the way they traditionally have been, you look to see what can we do different, right? So, but between the two of you right now, how many properties have you guys personally invested in?
So right now we
currently
own,
have or currently invest.
Yeah, I think we own 23. We just sold one, so we have 23 right now to our name. Yeah, we're
and we crop them into, so we have more listings. We have about like 30 listings because most of them are divided. So currently running listings like Airbnb listings, we have about 30.
30, yeah, because we don't look at single family homes as just one door. We look at single family homes for what they really are. Your house, how many doors does it have? Does it have one? No, you have a 4-bedroom house. And I think the future is renting per room. It's affordable housing, and it's the highest return on investment that I've ever seen in my life. because it is, and it's legal. In Orange County, for example, you can have up to four families living in one single family residence that are unrelated, and you can get $500 to $700, maybe up to $800 per room. So think about it: a 4-bedroom house in Orlando. Let's say the average market rent is $1,600, maybe $1,800. That's beautiful. Okay, I rent out my rooms for $800 each. Think that's eight times two, 8 times 4. That's $3,200 a month. So that's kind of the mentality that we've had. We don't look at houses just like as one unit. We look at them as multi-family. So our 23 single family homes, in reality, they're like 50 units. We're crazy like that. We're crazy.
So what you're looking at is like each one of your homes are bringing you in about 100 to 200% return on your investment. Am I right or wrong? If you're doing it by room.
Yeah, we usually when we convert our garages, we usually get about 100% return cash on our investment, because usually our garage conversions, right, to convert a garage into like an efficiency or a mother-in-law suite or a master bedroom will cost you anywhere from like $25,000 to $30,000, and renting that long term, you're roughly making at least $1,200 to $1,300. So usually within a year to 2 years max, you'll get that money back just in cash flow. So yeah, that's how we've been able to multiply our money, basically putting it into our garages. Basically, I think that's the most underutilized space in real estate is our garage.
Like a sweet spot, and there's a particular type of home that you guys are looking for, a house that you're looking for, and then you do all these remodeling to the house. When we met you brought us and did a tour of one of the projects that you guys were working on. Can you kind of describe that house and what you guys were planning at the time? I know the house has already been completed, which is extraordinary, and just tell us a little bit about that.
I think it's the house that we are sitting at right now, right? It's the house that we were living in, right?
Yes.
This house, it was pretty funny because when we saw it for the first time,
she hated it.
I hated it, yes. It was on the market for almost a year, and it was ugly. It was an ugly house. Nobody wanted to buy it. The grass was overgrown. It was like a jungle in here.
I fell in love with it. It was beautiful.
It smelled really bad.
I loved it.
The master bedroom is tiny, and the master bathroom was tiny. It didn't have the major components of what a normal family is looking for to find a house. They always want the big master bedroom, big master bathroom, open concept kitchen, and tons of natural light. That's all what this house does not have.
It has the opposite. It's super dark, super enclosed everything, but it was perfect. It was beautiful, and I knew from the beginning, I'm like, baby, this is gonna be a cash cow. I'm like, this is gonna be a cash cow.
Though you looked at it and said, wait, it has the right bones. I see the potential. Let's do it.
And honestly, Andres' energy has poured into me because I'm looking at things the same way. This is going to be a killer right here. I want this one.
Honestly, though, and I'm going to tell you, I mean, I know that in this case, we're older, but I see you guys and you inspire me. I look at what would Andres do? Instead of like WWJD, I'll be like, what would Andres do? How did he see it?
And then that's the way I've been looking at it, actually. You know that? Seriously.
Oh yeah, that's the way to look at it. So yeah, he did see, he's a visionary. So he's always looking at the things and looking in the way of how to turn this into a cash flow machine. And they sure did. So he convinced me, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. This is gonna be temporary anyway. And we moved into the house, which originally was a 4-bedroom, 3 bedrooms house. And the weird thing about the house is that the layout, the previous owner already had converted a portion of the house, so it already had like an extended portion of it that was like 2 different bedrooms with a full bathroom, and it already had independent entrances. So the previous owner was kind of crazy like us as well, and I think he used to rent maybe those spaces as well, but there was only 1 bathroom. So then we kind of figured out the floor plan where out of this 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom house, we made a 7 bedrooms. How many bathrooms is
5
it?
bathrooms.
5? 7 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms out of 3,000 square feet. Used to be 24, now it's 3,000 square feet with 7 bedrooms. One of them we live on it, and all the rest we rent out.
Yeah, so the way I sold her was like, look, baby, we're only gonna live in this master for a couple of months. Then we're gonna convert the carport, and the carport it has 500 square feet. So I told her, I'm like, baby, you can design your bathroom, you can have your walk-in closet, you can have whatever you want, baby. Just let me buy this house. Let's cash flow this thing, and then we'll move into the garage. And so now we're living in the
It's so funny. It's so funny because that's exactly how it was.
Exactly.
sold. I got her.
Oh
And
Yeah.
my God. Guys,
now,
if you're not listening to
he
this couple,
upgraded me to the garage.
oh God.
Aw, but you know, you guys have done a phenomenal job with the house. It looks amazing. So now it was 4 bedroom, 3 bath because the previous owner, and I was gonna say, because that was an older home. That's not typical for that year of a home. And then you guys came and you did some more remodeling to it. So tell us more about the remodel.
You want to explain the remodel?
Yeah, so the remodel, for the most part, like the house was already kind of rehabbed a little bit.
The kitchen.
The kitchen was already done with granite, with countertops, with stainless steel appliances. So we moved the laundry from the carport into the main living area. We added a full bathroom on one of like the long spaces that it had. And we obviously converted the garage professionally, added a mini split, added a full bathroom, and now we're in the process of adding a laundry room in our unit and putting in a full kitchen. Um, and yeah, we also had to expand the driveway. So in City of Orlando, where we are at, when we pull the permit, whenever you're enclosing your carport, the city only cares about your parking, right? So they said, okay, so you're giving up 2 parking spaces, you have to make more for it. So one of the reasons why we like this house is because it's a corner lot, right? So it helps with the parking. And now we have 2 entrances, so we added some parking that was required by the city. And we put fencing around it. We painted it, and Kelly gave it the beautiful women touch. And decorated it.
That's the part I like in the business, which is the staging side of it. So that's how he convinced me every time.
Like, baby, you can decorate it however you want. Look at these walls. You can do whatever you want, baby. Just let me control the thing.
Just let me buy it. Let me buy it.
Yeah.
Basically.
You are living in a house with
Yes.
is it 4 other random families coming in and out at different times because it's Airbnb, right? So they're not staying there permanently. Is that right?
So we changed now. Whenever since COVID, we had to kind of change it a little bit because how we spoke about, we had to accommodate the needs kit. So before, what we were doing before is when we were living in the master bedroom, we lived in the master, and the main house has 3 other bedrooms. So we had long-term tenants in these 3 other bedrooms, and then there is an additional 2 in-law suites attached to the house, which those 2 are the ones that are on Airbnb. Because when you do Airbnb in City of Orlando, you do need to have a permit and you have to apply for it, and they have some regulations. So that's what we could do at the moment. Now that we moved out of the master bedroom, we're living in the carport conversion, which is now like a studio, 500 square feet studio. The main house has 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So what we're doing right now is we're promoting the 4 bedroom as a whole house for one family to rent out. So that's going to sleep up to 8 people, 4 bedrooms, each of one of them has a queen bed. So 8 people could rent this main house, and we're in the process of doing some like decorating and things like that to put it up ready, because we had the long-term tenants in each bedroom, so they just moved out. We're taking this week to like renovate it. So the main house is gonna be 1 unit, which rents maybe around like $3,000. And then the second unit is an in-law suite to the side that has 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. It's like a studio, really. It's open, and that one rents for like $1,200. And then there is a third unit, which is the in-law suite, and that one has and a bedroom separated from the living area. So that one rents for more, about 1,400. So we're pretty much netting, how much is it? 3,000. 1242, and then 5,600, and then we're living in the carport.
That's pretty awesome.
Now, So so it's $5,600 a month, and
Gross.
how much is the
Gross.
mortgage on it? Gross.
Yeah, we have mortgage.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
mortgage is about 1850. The utilities and
we
everything,
have
it
to
comes
pay
out to
the
like
utilities.
2300, roughly 23, 24. Let's say $2,500 max
So
for
you're
expense.
you're making 100% return. That's what you're
Yep.
Oh
doing.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Congratulations, guys. That's so
Great buy.
awesome.
And we live with that. We live in a 500 square place, so it doesn't. It allows us to have less space to be. We can't be hoarders. We can't buy a bunch of stuff because we don't have the space for it, which
Right.
I absolutely love. I love not being able to have a bunch of stuff because now it allows us to invest more time into being with each other and going and
Or
traveling and
traveling.
enjoying,
Absolutely,
buying
yes.
more properties.
Yep, because if you really think about the people, when people live in a house, what's the average that they spend time, like
It's like 750 square feet or what?
something like that? Like out of 1,500 square feet, people only use like 700, which is like kitchen and bedroom. Because people just cook and go to sleep mostly, so you don't really enjoy these huge houses, and that's an expense. It's a very expensive lifestyle, and we'd rather focus on living below our means and enjoying life, enjoying our trips, and enjoying our investments.
And one of the things that I love what you just said, living below your means, is
Mhm.
that's where after our conversation that we've had and we sat down. I always felt that you guys are such a giving couple, man. You guys are not afraid to help anyone. You guys are always, giving, moving, basically helping anyone else that may have any questions or might have any concerns in reference to where they might be at. And that's one of the things that Rebecca and I were very impressed about you guys. And that's why we felt that, you know what, people need to hear their story. It's so phenomenal because of the fact that you guys not only you guys speak about this, you're so passionate about it, but at the same token, you're ready to move and give it to someone else and move forward with it, just helping other people. And that to me speaks volumes
So
of who you
they're
guys are.
living below their means. They're also teaching people how to build their wealth
Right.
through Airbnb, and that actually takes me back to the NARUP 10. So we are NARUP 10 certified trainers, as you guys are as well, and that is two of the different principles in the NARUP 10. And I love that about you. You guys are minimalist. You don't want to overspend in things that you don't need, and you're very frugal, and you're very focused on how you spend your money, and you're super wise to do that. And congratulations to you guys for that. But now I could tell that you guys work really well together. Are there ever any times where you have challenges, between the two of you, or maybe overstepping of boundaries or anything like that? How do you guys?
Of course, nothing is
Oh my
perfect.
God.
I will say that nothing
Yeah.
is perfect in life, so no marriage is gonna be 100% how people think. No, of course we're gonna have our times when we maybe don't get to the same agreement, and mostly probably because he wants to buy every single house that he sees
I'm
in the
addicted.
market.
I'm addicted. I see an ugly house on my babe. She's like, no, we can't afford to buy more houses. No, no, no. And I'm like, babe, I just bought another house. Babe, I just bought another house.
So what we do is
That's the biggest argument.
he's overcommitted, and then I have to analyze it a lot. So I think that kind of helps, because that brings out a balance into, I'm always over analyzing whatever we're gonna do, and he doesn't analyze it at all.
I just want to push the
So-
button. I'm like, no, that's it. I found a deal. I want to press the button. Now it's mine.
Right
Let's go. Come on, let's go right now.
Yeah,
She's the
yeah.
opposite. She wants to analyze it. She wants to look at the count. I'm like,
Now
smell it.
they
Smell it. Smell it. The cat. Look at this. Come on, look at the grass.
Oh,
Yeah. But thanks to that, we have not got into some deals that then he realizes, you know what, you're right. Maybe we will have been in a bad position if we would buy that. Like he was talking about buying a smoothie shop
Oh my
this
God.
year in the middle of COVID, buying a smoothie shop that has been
Yeah.
closed.
Yeah. So she's gotten me out of a lot of deals, and she's definitely my balance. She's
We're
definitely my
talking
balance.
about that, and I thought,
Yes.
is this the right time to buy a smoothie?
yes, Kelly, I was on your side. He brought it up to me, and I looked at him like, "Are you sure about that one?"
I just gave you some. Yeah,
You know what
I
I
get
love
crazy
though?
sometimes.
You're not afraid to take those risks. And so, yes, sometimes you're going to take the risk and you're going to get burned. But I think what's more important is if you're learning from each time you make that mistake. So
Exactly.
it's not about being on the safe road and not taking any risks. You won't make money that way. You won't grow from it that way. So
Exactly.
I love that you are a huge visionary, Andres. And then Kelly, you are the perfect compliment because you're helping him as much as you can, analyzing. He needs that. Otherwise, he would have just bought a lot of properties, and who's there to help him get through all of that?
Who's gonna manage
Yeah.
it for him?
She keeps me balanced. She keeps me balanced a lot. Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, she's my rock. She's my ride or die. I don't know how I was functioning without her before. I mean, literally. I
Aw.
mean, seriously, I don't even know how. I mean, even to like wear the like the clothes. You know, she's the one that like usually wears like, okay, she's wearing the red shirt. Okay, now I'm wearing the red shirt. Okay, great. Now this is how we're gonna work. Like that's literally how I live my life. Like, you know, if it wasn't for her, it would be a mess. So I love her.
I kinda
I,
get everything and organize it.
I always see you guys happy, positive. You're definitely super supportive with each other. But when you guys do have those disagreements, how do you get through that? What do you do?
I think for me, I the most important thing is when you're mad at somebody, don't take it out right at the moment. So
Mhm.
I like to take my space and my time whenever we don't agree on something, and really think about it and analyze it. Because when you have that in your mind, you're not seeing the other person's perspective. So I really like to take back time and then analyze it, be alone for some time, and then talk about it. And also respect. Respect is very very important, because no matter what it is, what disagreement we have or whatever is going on, you have to respect each other and understand that there is two different worlds in our minds, and it is not possible to think exactly the same way. And that's the beauty of being a human. Everybody has their own specific way of being. So I think understanding that is what we do try to do. What do you think?
Yeah, I just try to put myself in her situation, in her shoes, honestly, and it's super tough. But I always think back of Think and Grow Rich, or not Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and I always try to look at her perspective. And it's sometimes it's tough, but I don't really have a crazy temper, to be honest with you. I mean, I think I've only gotten mad maybe once in the 4 years. I'm super laid back. Like, I mean, I, she hasn't really done anything crazy to make me upset, and it's mainly just her getting angry at me because I buy houses. It's basically that's it. That's all it is. That's all we fight about, really.
That's true.
But it really is just giving her space. And sometimes as guys, we always try to solve the problem right away. And I have come to realization that that's not the case. At least for her, you got to just give her some time to just cool off. And most of the time when we get in these types of altercations, I never really scream at her. She's never really screamed at me. We never really let it get to that point because it's not worth it at the end of the day. We
Yes,
just
waste
we
of
just take
time.
time, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, and I just let her chill. And then when she's ready, then we talk. That's it, basically. No, but really.
You can also relate to that because I process in the same way. I need
Yeah.
to take a moment because if I'm angry, I'm probably going to say all the wrong things. So I just
Exactly.
I give myself a timeout, and I just need to breathe for a minute, think, and get clear in my head.
Yeah,
And just wants to resolve it right away. He'd be like in my face, like, "Let's take care of this right
that's
now." I
him.
don't think.
You know, and I've learned, to be honest with you, these you know how you always say you learn from your partners and just learn and see how they react to things, and that's one of the things that I've learned is like when she's like, I need my space, I learned to like, okay, I'm
Give
walking away.
her space.
Yeah, it's better that way.
Now let's shift the conversation a little bit. And so, how do you guys balance work and just living and having a personal life and doing things as a couple? I have seen that you guys love working out together, and you guys have
Yep.
done
Yes.
videos. some live videos of you guys working out, but you guys do know how to have a lot of fun. So tell us a little bit about that. How do you balance it out during the day? Do you turn it off when you get home? Tell us.
So I think that's probably one of the hardest things to do, to balance when you are working together, living together, because sometimes you can get caught in like work. So sometimes we're like, it's 1 or 2 a.m. and we are still working in our laptops and not even talking. So what I told him at the early beginning of the relationship was that for every single meal, at least, like when we eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, for every single meal, we had to disconnect ourselves and take the cell phone off and put it away, because that's like for me the important time that as a family you bond together and you talk about whatever is important for you and you kind of enjoy that time. So that's what we do at least every single time that we have, like, we know that it is the religious time, and sometimes his phone is ringing and he picks up, and I take it and I put it with me and I put it on the other side and I put it off.
She will literally like I'm texting and she'll just yank it up. Like, what the?
I
She's
literally
like,
take
no,
it like that, but he
it's
knows
lunchtime. It's
already.
dinner time. I'm like, oh my
But
god.
then he does it
I'm
to
so
me.
addicted.
When I forget about it, he also takes my cell phone.
Exactly.
So now we both know that this is basically like our religious time to just look at each other, talk with each other. Like, forget about. I always tell him, like, if the phone is ringing, he's like, "Can I answer?" And I'm like, "Is it urgent? Is the people dying? If it's not dying, then you don't have to."
She'll give me that look like, really? You're gonna answer right now? And I'm like, babe, it's the buyer. We gotta get this deal done. And she was like, babe, I just cooked this dinner for you. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll eat this.
No, you really do have to guard that time, because if you don't, then
Yeah.
you know, easily it will be stolen from you, and you don't have that time to get back. And that's
Yeah.
the one thing that they say, is that of all the things that you can make up for, you can't get back your time.
Time.
So it's so
Mhm,
important.
that's the most precious.
Yeah,
Mhm.
don't change that. One thing that we've always done is for all these years, I always like to have breakfast with my wife and the kids as much as we can in the morning, because you know how it is. Our business, we get caught up all day, like Kelly was saying, and you got to make sure
Right.
that you separate that time for not only for you guys, but for your family also,
Yes.
and be able to disconnect. Even if it's an hour, 2 hours a day, you got to learn how to just put it away. And it was
Mm-hmm.
hard in the beginning. I'll be honest with you. I think I was worse than anyone else here. And man, now I'm like, you know what? If it ain't important, text me and I'll get back to you. So that's how
Yeah.
that's how you learn as you go along.
Yes, and also like blocking out the time for dates, because as important as a showing, a listing appointment, or whatever, is the same importance as your partner and the time together. So when we are going to have dinner together or something, we put it in our calendar and we block out the 2 or 3 hours, whatever it is, depending, and we are focused on we're gonna do that at that specific time, and that's the time that we're taking for ourselves.
I love that you guys are so disciplined with that, with the way you eat. I know that you both are vegetarian, and you're very strict and disciplined with that. You're very disciplined with your workout. I mean, it's like that saying that how you are with how you are in everything. Oh, how does that go? I forgot how that saying goes, but how you do something is how you do everything.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very
I think so.
in everything that you do. But I know you mentioned.
Same with you guys.
Mhm.
Same with you guys. That's what I say. I mean, you have success in everything you do.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, you guys, I know you were trying to give us props for like helping people and pushing people, but I can't think of any other couple that has helped us more than you guys have in this industry. You guys have literally inspired us to do a lot of things that we never even thought had in our paths. One now rep, we joined because of you guys, and you guys pushed us to do that. You pushed us to do the NAREP 10 certification, and you guys were one of the first people that called after COVID hit, and you were like, guys, what's going on? How can I help?
Yeah.
And Josh calls me like, how can I help? What do I need to do? And that's love. That's love. And I can't think of more people that are willing to help than you guys. And it's all love.
Everybody.
It's all
You
love.
want to help
You
everybody.
guys are all love. Seriously. I mean, I truly, I mean, I am so thankful for you guys, for everything you guys have done for us, all the love that you shared, all the knowledge. It's really amazing. Seriously, guys. I
Yeah,
mean,
I really
I love you
think
guys
that.
so much. You have no idea.
And you
I mean,
also are
coming from
not
the heart. You
afraid
guys
of
are amazing.
teaching.
Now
Thank
we
you.
Seriously. And you guys coming out with this book is just you guys are showing the gift. You guys are spreading the gift to the
Yeah, the
world,
gift to
letting
everybody.
everybody know, hey, we did it, you can do it too. Here's your little recipe. And that's the biggest way to give back. I mean,
I
I
can't
love you
wait
guys.
to have it in my hands.
I love you guys, and I wanna be like you guys when I grow up. Literally, I swear to you, and that's coming from the bottom of my heart.
Andres,
Seriously.
thank you so much. But you know what? We love what we do. We love meeting people like you guys, and just being able to share and have you guys forget about considering you guys colleagues, man. You guys are like family to us, and we love our
Absolutely.
conversations together. We love our dinner time together. We love just sitting around and just kind of seeing how we're doing and talking and just these conversations that can last like hours, which it has.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You know, to me,
always do.
those times, there's something that you always say is like those are the times that you will always remember, and
Yeah,
those are the times you will always take to your graves. Those great times together and just enjoying those moments and understanding and getting to learn from one another. And honestly, we're very blessed with you guys, in our lives. Also,
likewise.
And I think you guys also make it very easy because you're not only just very friendly and positive, but you're also always absorbing and wanting to learn. And I love that about you because I see you as already successful and pretty much accomplished. And you're always looking to see, what can I learn? Tell me, what do you know? And I love that. And I think when you have that type of personality, that forget the sky's the limit. I mean, you're out there beating all the odds because you're literally looking to see, what can I learn from this person that I just met? What can they teach me? And you never have that, oh, I already know that. You never treat people that way. And I think, guys, if those for you who are watching, if you want to learn what it takes, it's having that type of mindset, that type of heart that's always willing to receive. And maybe something you hear might not necessarily help or affect you today. It might help you tomorrow. But I think we should always have a heart of gratitude, which is what I've always seen in you guys. You're always grateful for everything that people say to you or give to you and what you can receive from them. And you're equally wanting to give back. And I love being able to give as much as I can, to teach. It comes natural. I love teaching people. So whatever I learn, I'm an open book. Whatever I learn, I'm wanting to help and teach you. I don't have.
I love that. I love that.
It might help you guys, and that's just how we are. So we really appreciate you guys so much. Guys, this has been our longest running show.
Awesome.
Tonight.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for inviting us. We really appreciate it.
What tips, before we go, what tips would you give other couples who are struggling in this industry or wanting perhaps to start working together? What would you say to them?
What do you want to say? Have respect, number one, from each other, and learn each other's weaknesses and strengths. And that way you're not gonna run in disagreements. So if I already know that he is the numbers guy and he's the one that finds out if the investment makes sense or not, he already knows that I am the designer and a stager, and he already knows that what I'm buying and what I'm putting is gonna work. So that way we can both work and do the teamwork and be like the yin and yang, and then don't step into each other's position, so we can keep our roles.
I love it.
Yeah, and I would just say, yeah, just listen, and that's one thing that I'm working with every single day. It's not something that I've learned 100%. I try to be a good listener to my wife and to everybody, because at the end of the day, it's all about communication. And sometimes women tell you exactly what they want, and sometimes men don't listen, because we're stuck in our world, or sometimes we're thinking, oh well, she's crazy and she's all emotions. but sometimes they're telling us what to do and how to act, and sometimes we just as men have to listen more, and not being obedient, but being a good partner, and being able
A
to
team
calibrate,
player.
and at the end of the day, it's not my life anymore, it's our life, and that's what it's all about,
Live it
having a
together.
balance and having good communication and
Just like how
being a
you
good
guys
listener.
do, being good team players and a good power couple.
Exactly. Thank you guys so much. We really deeply value what you have shared with us tonight. I think it's powerful information that people can learn from and grow from. Thank you so much for sharing that. Everyone, thanks for listening. Have a great night.
Thank you, everyone.